Eli Manning, the Giant quarterback. Those were good times, Eli.
Great times. Great times.
Two Super Bowls out of it.
Yeah, no doubt. Some good discussions.
Yeah.
I know. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. How about you?
I can't complain.
Now, can you enjoy Sunday's game at all, Eli?
I guess it depends on the outcome.
Right.
But I'll be nervous. I'll be nervous watching my brother. I get intense watching him, and if a guy drops a ball, I might get a little upset or kind of curse the guy a little bit. But I'll be rooting. Be rooting hard for Denver, and hopefully they can pull this out and get a win for my brother.
Do you watch this as a fan, or do you watch it as a quarterback and dissect it that way?
I think a little bit of both. Just I'll watch it. As a fan of my brother. I guess I'm a Denver fan. I'm a Broncos fan this weekend, but I'll be trying to see what they're doing, see what the Denver's offense is trying to do versus Carolina defense, how they're going to attack it, and having played them, having a little idea of what their coverages are, what their scheme is. So I think it'll be a little bit of both.
Eli, you did some damage against this Carolina defense. So have you imparted any of that on Peyton? Now you're both different types of quarterbacks, but
sure.
Is there anything that you did that he can use?
Obviously he watched our game. We talked a little bit about it, and I talked about their personnel, talked about some of their schemes, talked about some of the things that Coughlin does in the middle, making changes in things. So I didn't say, hey, you got to run this play or do this, but we talked a little bit about their scheme and just kind of gave him my 2 cents and how he wants to use that. That's up to him.
35-7 with 20 minutes to go, and you tied the game. Now, was that something you found, or did their defense lay back because they had the big lead? What were you able to expose that you couldn't earlier in the game?
I thought we stayed with the game plan. Even though we're down, we hit some big runs. We ran the ball. The defense got us a turnover. We hit some passes. I don't think they simplified, but I think that's something. It kind of happened to Carolina a few times this year, and they end up winning a lot of the games. But they let teams sneak back in, kind of that third and fourth quarter. A lot of opposing teams started scoring some points. So I don't know if that's because they had leads. I don't know if their defense got tired, or you just got a good feel of what they're doing, what their scheme was. So it'll be interesting. And so a lot of teams they've jumped up on a lot of teams. So I think it'll be important for the Broncos to try to keep the game close and see if they can slow down that Carolina offense, especially early on in the game.
A lot of people are wondering, is this going to be Peyton's final game? Now, your dad was on with us yesterday, and he said he honestly has not told me. He said maybe he's told Ashley, but I don't think he's told anybody else. Has he hinted to you whether this is it?
No, he really hasn't. I really don't think he's thought about it. And I think it's this will be something he'll make a decision down the road. I think he'll think about how his body heals up after the season to see if he's got the desire to give it one more shot. And I told him, I had dinner with him on Tuesday night. I said, hey, if this is your last deal and you want to maybe come be a quality control for the Giants and earn earn a little respect in the coaching world and want to help out in the quarterback room, maybe a play or two, then I could probably find you a spot. So I'll see how he handles that offer.
All right, now, do you believe that the outcome of Sunday's game will sway him one way or the other, or is that decision not even connected?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a matter of how he's feeling, how the body, the mind. Does he think he can go through it another year and still perform at the level that he wants to perform? So he's been dealing with some injuries. This year's been challenging, and so I think a lot of things will come into factor. What the Broncos want to do, next year, what their direction's going to be. So a lot of things could play factor in this decision.
Well, obviously he's going to be 40 years old, so he's not 27 anymore. But what are some of the things you've seen that have changed in his game since the surgery, since he was really at the top of his health and his age?
You know what? It's hard to say since the surgery, because all of a sudden he has that surgery. He goes to the Broncos, and then the next year he sets a single season record for touchdown passes. Right. So it's not like that surgery slowed him down. The arm strength's probably not all the way there, what it used to be, but he still throws the ball very accurately, puts in the right spots, his mind's there. I think it's more just this kind of this foot injury he had this year. Your foot, that's something, it's hard to play with. It's every time you try to step into a throw, every drop, it just, has that pounding, and, a lot of times it's not the arm where you get your strength from, it's from your legs, and that's where the power, and all of a sudden you can't push off with that foot. I think that played a bigger part than people think.
Now, do you think that the fact that he's not the quarterback or has the arm because of the leg that he once was. Steve Young said yesterday that eliminates a lot of the field because there's certain things that certain throws he can't make. Do you see that in him, that there's certain throws he can't make?
No, I don't see that there's certain throws he can't make. I mean, I think there's all throws. He's not going to be able to make some of the same throws that Aaron Rodgers makes, where he scrambles around for 8 seconds and throws a 70-yard bomb down the field. But that's not his game, and that never was. Right, exactly. There's not many people can. But he's going to know where to go with the ball. He's going to get the ball out on time, throw it accurately. But he can still throw the go routes. He can throw the post route. In this game as a quarterback, if you can throw the ball on time, know where you're going, have a plan. If you can throw it 40, 45 yards, then you can play the game.
Tom Coughlin, no longer the head coach. We saw how emotional you were. Your dad actually said he was proud of you, just the way you handled everything. Where did that emotion come from? Was it just missing him, or just knowing that now life is going to change as Giant quarterback? First time you're going to have a different head coach than Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, I think during the press conference, just kind of knowing that was the last time I'd see him up there talking, as kind of that head coach. And I know we'll still have a great relationship and be close and communicate, but it's going to be different. And I just feel like, everything I know kind of as a football player has been under, Tom Coughlin and his guidance. And he's seen me grow up from a little 23-year-old kid to where I am now, and getting married and having kids and having a family and talking about those things. And so he's been just an unbelievable role model, and just on how to handle everything, how to be a professional, how to go about your business, and how to enjoy playing the game of football and winning championships, and the wins, the losses, everything you go through with the guy over 12 years and the things you've learned. It was just all those things kind of coming in together at that time, and knowing things will be different. I'm excited about Coach McAdoo. I think he'll do a great job, I guess and overall I think it's been just a great blessing to have had Coach Coughlin for 12 years as my head coach and everything I've learned from him.